Another matter that we'll deal with in a minute from the Attorney General's office. This is filed a motion today also. You want to state your name for the record, please?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Deputy Attorney General Trina Saunders on behalf of the Medical Board.
All right, let's just do the arraignment first, and then in order, we've got a lot of things we've got to deal with. All right, the first one is Conrad Robert Murray. Is that your true name, sir? And counsel, wait for the reading of the plea statement of rights.
We're going to waive the reading of the complaint, Judge, and just enter our plea of not guilty to that complaint.
All right, not guilty plea is entered. Denial of all prior special allegations in order should they exist. All right, please have a seat. Relax. Just relax. All right, let's just do this in order. The next issue that I've got to determine is, because this is a long-cause case, and our building is not set up for security purposes based on what's happening here today to handle this, this case is going to be going downtown. I've already talked to the attorneys about this. So because of security concerns, it's going to be moved from the airport down to the Fulton Center, Justice Center. They're specifically set up to handle these type of cases. Now, I've been told by the parties that the date that you all wish is for the next prelim setting date would be April 5th. Is that acceptable to the defense?
That's right. That's fine.
Is that okay with the people?
It is, Your Honor.
All right, Dr. Murray, I'm going to ask you the following. Do you waive and give up your rights under what's called the 10 and 60-day rule? You have a right to have a prelim within 10 court days of today's date. That day would be February 25th. But you're going to be waiving that right and agree that you're going to waive your rights under the 10 and 60-day rule and agree to continue this till April 5th in Department 100 in the Fulton Center downtown, and that's going to be 0 of 90 court days. That means your prelim would be held within 90 days of that next date. Do you understand what it means to waive time?
Yes.
Dr. Murray, do you waive and give up your rights under the 10 and 6-day rule and agree to continue this for prelim setting till the date of 4/5/2010, Department 100 in the Fulton Center, and that'll be 0 of 90 court days. Is that acceptable to you?
Yes.
Counsel join?
We do.
People have any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, record time waivers noted under the 10 and 60-day rule to 4/5/2010, Department 100 is 0 and 90 court days. All right, the next issue in order that we need to deal with, there's been an Attorney General's filing, and Ms. Bell is representing the Medical Board in this case. Do you want a ruling on this today, or are you just filing this as a motion?
We're just filing this a motion and giving notice pursuant to Gray versus Superior Court, Your Honor.
Okay, has the defense received all notice that the Medical Board is going to seek to revoke Dr. Murray's license for practice?
We received the notice.
Okay, all right, that'll be noted in the court file, and should you wish a hearing on this, you'll file any supplemental motions you want?
That is correct, Your Honor, and we've notified counsel that we intend to either move on the next court date or the first available court date where it's appropriate.
Okay. The next issue, probably an issue that I'll be happy to hear from both sides. The District Attorney's Office in this particular case has filed a motion in support of the bail deviation. So the government is seeking to substantially increase the bail that would be normally allotted for this type of a charge, which is $25,000 pursuant to the Superior Court bail schedule. The government is seeking to have bail set in this case at $300,000. So first off, Mr. Chernoff, since you're lead counsel, have you received the government's motion?
We did this morning. We have something to say about it, of course, but we received it.
Go ahead. I'll be happy to listen to anything you'd like to say.
Well, maybe since it's the standard amount is $25,000. I see no need to deviate from this. In fact, I think that the doctor should be released on personal recognizance, considering he's got no criminal record. I have his passport, which we discussed. I told Mr. Walgren that I had his passport a week ago. The doctor has been here for a week, waiting to surrender, so he's certainly not a flight risk. If he wanted to flee, he would have done that already. He has two medical practices with no complaints, and there seems no reason to deviate whatsoever from the bail amount.
Do you have any of the specific issues that they want to address that they've raised? Specifically, the government's alleged, that he was born out of the country, that he has ties out of the country, that he travels frequently out of the country.
Let me address it step by step, Judge. Okay. First of all, Dr. Murray was born in a different country, but is a U.S. citizen. He has a U.S. passport. They say that he has traveled outside the country, but they say Then within several years, he's traveled outside the country. His mother lives outside the country in Grenada, so of course he went to visit with her. But other than that, he hasn't traveled. And he certainly has not traveled since the pendency of this investigation. With regard to, I believe that the people have said that he owes child support payments. Well, that's not a reason to deviate from bail. There's lots of folks that owe child support payments. And keep in mind that as a result of this case, his finances have deteriorated to a point where he's unable to make those child support payments. We went to Vegas. We entered into an agreement with one of the mothers, and we have made agreements with all the other mothers in that regard. That's not a reason to deviate. That's certainly not a standard reason to deviate. I don't think they have any case law that would show that that creates a possibility of flight risk for Dr. Murray. With regard to other judgments, once again, that's all financial problems that Dr. Murray's had. That's not a reason to deviate either. There's nothing in their declaration, nothing, that should lead you to believe that you need to deviate whatsoever from the standard bail amount. He has, they say in their declaration that considering his criminal record, you should deviate. Dr. Murray has no criminal record. So I would ask that you place him, either stay with the standard bail amount or in this case, release Dr. Murray on his own personal recognizance.
Thank you, Mr. Walton.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people neither commented on his criminal record nor said that bail should be deviated because he owes child support. I think the people's declaration is quite clear what we've asked for. Number one, the standard scheduled bail is $25,000 as the court has indicated. The people asked this court to impose a bail of $300,000. We think that's appropriate under the circumstances given the crime and given our assurance that we want him to appear at all future court appearances. What I did indicate in our declaration, Your Honor, is that he was born in a foreign country, Grenada, where he still maintains close ties. He apparently has a child in Trinidad where he still apparently, from the evidence, maintains close ties.